Peace and love, beautiful people, beautiful, divine, graceful people. Come on into this space. There's a message on my heart that I just want to share with you, need to share with you. Somebody, somewhere needs to hear this. Gonna give it a few moments to let some people gather. Plant some poetry. Hi, Lauren. Peace. Happy Sunday, Queen. It is a beautiful Sunday indeed, if I may say so myself. Setting the space with the Palo Santo. So interesting. I just realized I put the lighter down. The lighter is blue. And I just realized that the candle that I have lit is blue. So, throat chakra on fleek. This message is going to come through just how it needs to. Peace and love. Chap Drama Yoshi. Happy Sunday. Mr. Holmes, it's nice to see you in this virtual space. Just going to give it a few moments and let people gather. Peace, Yoga Enchantress. Welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday. Yes, come on in this space. Tez, it's Barbara Black. Nice to see you. Well, you know what I mean. Nice to see that you're here. There's a message on my heart that I just need to express. So, as you can tell by the title of this video, for everything there is a season, and that is the message that I definitely need to share and testify to and just express, because sometimes we get so caught up in what we think things should be like that we fail to fully appreciate and receive and even understand what is present and why things are happening the way that they are. So let's just hop right into it. Hey. Peace, peace, peace. Hi, Daniela. Happy Sunday. Oh, I'm so grateful that you guys joined. I haven't gone live in a while, and I'm used to kind of just talking to myself, but I'm grateful that there are actually some people I can talk to. So let's just go ahead and hop into it. For everything, there is a season. Okay. Let's just break it down in the simplest way. We know this to be true. We have 4 seasons in our year, right? Summer, spring, fall, and winter. And we know that each season, which is broken down into about 3 months each, has something different to offer, right? So in the springtime is when things become alive and start to rebirth themselves, right? And the summertime is when things are, we have the longest time of the year, right? Things are, oh, sorry, Zeus. We have the longest days of the year. He wants to come up. Okay, sit down. And then in the winter, we have the shorter time of the year, darker, less sunshine. And then, what did I miss? Oh, fall. Fall is our harvesting season. So, not in any order, but basically we understand that each season in life brings something different, right? How many times are we in summer and you hear people say, oh, I can't wait for winter. I'm so ready for winter. And I think that is very reflective of how many of us approach the seasons in our personal lives, not just weather, but our personal seasons in life. For everything, there is a season. And also for everything, there is a reason. When we are less aware and less present of what each season has to offer, then we're more likely to try to rush through that season or to not fully appreciate what it has to offer us. And so what I want to inspire and encourage in you and your life today is just to remember and understand that for everything there is a season, and for everything there is a reason. Even when we don't understand it. We might not understand in the springtime. I'm going to put you down, baby. We might not understand in the springtime why it's raining so much. But in those drier months in the summertime, sometimes we're praying for a little bit of rain, right? We may not understand, like in the summertime when it's so hot, why is it so hot? But in the wintertime, we're like, oh my goodness, why is it so cold? I just want a little bit of heat. So what I want to remind you guys is to first and foremost honor what each season has to bring. Honor what each season has to offer. Remember that this too shall pass. This too shall pass. Nothing lasts forever. But in everything, there is a purpose. There is a reason. There is a season. So in this past season of my life that I'm coming out of, I am understanding and realizing that it was a season for me to be more still, more quiet, to get grounded, to reflect on what had come before then, but also to prepare for what is to come, right? So we can't look forward to harvest season in the fall if we know that we haven't planted the seeds and watered them and tended to our crop so that it can grow. It would be silly for us to look forward to harvest season when we know we haven't sown seeds that will bring us something to reap. But also, harvest season will reveal to us whether or not we did the work, whether or not the seeds that we did sow will be harvested, will be reaped. I hope that makes sense. Peace and love, beautiful people. If you're just joining in, happy Sunday. I'm grateful that you're here, and I'm grateful to be here with you. So, for everything there's a season, and for everything there is a reason. I want to remind you to not rush through life's seasons to try to get to what's next. Many people are going nowhere fast. And honestly, direction is so much more important than speed. Where are you headed? And what is your reason? Where are you headed? And what is your reason? Why are you rushing through life? Another thing that life seasons will remind, Zeus, go get in your bed. Go get in your bed. Thank you. Another thing that life seasons will remind us is that nothing in life rushes, and yet everything is accomplished. You don't see one flower trying to outbloom another flower. You don't see one tree trying to outgrow another tree. You don't see one bird trying to fly faster or higher than another bird. Everything flows at its own divine pace, because for everything there's a season, and for everything there is a reason. The same energy that is flowing through life effortlessly, through nature effortlessly, is the same ability that we have to flow, to move through our seasons effortlessly. We don't have to worry or stress about anything, but many of us choose to. Why is that? Why is it that we choose to perceive whatever is being placed in our path as if it's not purposeful? Why is it that when it rains in our personal lives, it's like we cast down the rain, we judge it, we complain, instead of giving gratitude that, for one, things are being watered and nurtured. And when things are watered and nurtured, that means things can cultivate and grow and expand. Without rain, what would grow? Without water, what could grow? Right? And even the sunshine, sometimes we cast down the sun. You know, it's too bright, it's too hot. But again, without the sun, what could grow to its fullest capacity? What could fully expand? darkness. Sometimes when it's dark, and I hope you're relating all of these to the seasons in nature, but also to the seasons in your life. When it's dark, when you're surrounded by darkness, yes, it can be easy to be consumed by what you see. But if you understand that a seed, a small seed, has to be planted in the dirt, in the darkness, right? Before it can start to grow, it has to be in that darkness, in the depths. And when we're in those moments, it's very essential to remember your why. What is your reason for being here? And if you don't know what it is, it's always a great opportunity to seek and to gain understanding. Lean not on your own understanding, right? So we seek wisdom within nature, within spiritual texts, within ourselves, by slowing down and tuning in, because our intuition is our inner compass. It's our inner guide. It is our moral GPS, if you will, always leading us and guiding us towards what is best and what is best within each moment. If that seed just wants to be a flower so much but doesn't go through the process, it won't happen. But ideally it won't last because some steps were missed, right? Sometimes we want to get to having the beautiful garden, but we don't really want to go through tilling the soil and planting the seeds and watering them every day and going out and tending to those seeds, keeping the pests away. And then as they start to grow from the ground and expand, they break through the ground. The sunlight is helping them to grow. Then it doesn't stop there. We still have to take the time to tend to that which we've planted. So every season brings us something. Every phase, every stage in our life brings us an opportunity to tend to the garden of our life. We can't just want to reap the beauty without going through the darkness, without doing the work, without putting in the effort that is required to be able to attain and maintain that garden that we so desperately sometimes desire. Humans' desires are endless. It's insatiable, but when we allow ourselves to seek wisdom and seek guidance, when we allow ourselves to be humble, to be childlike and not childish, to seek with curiosity rather than to feel like we already know with arrogance, when we lead with our heart rather than leading with our head, when we allow ourselves to just slow down and not try to rush or force our way through life, then we grow. A lot of us are living in older bodies, but we still approach life and life's seasons as we did when we were an adolescent. So we say that we're grown. No, you're just older. Growing is a choice. Growth is a choice. And we can only grow when we choose to face our situations, our circumstances, our seasons with a willingness. With a willingness to understand, to maybe not understand, but still have faith that what is presently in front of me will not always be. And because I have that understanding, I am more willing to make the most out of what I have right here and right now. Because for everything there is a season. If you look back at your life a year ago, you'll see that many things have shifted in your life, personally, professionally, and if you can honor all of the changes and shifts and seasons that had to take place from a year ago to get you to the current version of you now, then I think you would be able and allow yourself to have more grace, more compassion, but also more mindfulness and more intention within each moment. There are a few things that we cannot get back. Time, once it has passed. The opportunity, once it has passed. The word after it is spoken, or the deed after it is done. Yes, you can apologize for these things, but it's still not going to go back and take away what has already been expressed. So I want to encourage you, myself, to just slow down and to really take the time to honor what each season has to bring, has to offer. Because life is a gift. So many of us move through life with an entitled perspective, like we're owed something, and we're not. Even the breath we inhale must be released. Nothing is ours to keep. These bodies that we were given and gifted must be returned. The only thing that we have is the here and now, and the only thing that matters is what we do with it. You won't always have the tools that you have right now. Just like at one point in time, you didn't have the tools that you have right now, the insight, the awareness. It's what you do with them that make the difference. What you do with those tools, what you do with, and when I say tools, I'm not just talking about physical or materialistic tools. I'm talking about the breath. I'm talking about the beating heart. I'm talking about your strong and able body that can carry you to wherever it is that you want to go. These things that we don't even have to think about, that are always providing us with life. And yet many of us direct these tools in a way that isn't what's best for us. Many of us are driven by our desires or our emotions. And we forget that those things are ever changing, just like the seasons. Time is the only constant in life, right? So what you do within each moment truly does matter. What you do within each season truly does matter. Also, honoring that every season has something different. So this might not be your season to be active and to be going and to be doing. This might be your season to slow down, to unpack, to take the armor off, to go inward and go beneath the surface to see, am I aligned with what I truly desire? And I'm not saying what the mind desires. Am I aligned with what my heart desires? Am I aligned with my life's purpose? Am I aligned with what truly fulfills me, not what satisfies me? Because you can eat some food, good food, and be like, I'm satisfied. But then, a few hours later, you're going to be hungry again, and you're going to need something else to satisfy you. But fulfillment is something that is lasting. Fulfillment is something that fills the heart. And I think that we just have to remember that we are divine beings having a human experience. We are not a body with a spirit. We are a spirit with a body. And so if I'm only leading life based on this physical body and my mind, which the mind and the body were given to us when the spirit arrived into the earthly realm, but that is not who we are. You are not the mind. You are not the body. You are the witness, the observer behind the scenes. But many of us are, I won't say we're unaware, we have forgotten that who we are is beneath the surface. So if everything that we're doing in our everyday life is external, is led by the physical, then we're not living a fulfilling life. We're always going to be seeking and searching and reaching for something beyond. But when we take the time to remember that I am a spiritual being, we are human beings, but we spend so much time doing. Slow down. You can't rush through life. None of us are getting out alive anyway. So we may as well make the most of the moment while we have it. And when you think about it, older people, as they're on their deathbed, the things that they think about most are the things that they didn't do, right? It's not about all the things that we did do, it's the things that we didn't do. And most of those are the things that are most important, most meaningful, making connections to ourselves and to others, having meaningful connections. How you live your life and how your life impacts and affects others matters more than what you attained. How did you grow? What did you learn? Who did you help? You know, how quickly did you forgive and let go with loving ease? For every season, for everything, there is a season. And so if we can just take the time to realize, you know what? My life is not my own. I'm here for a greater purpose. I didn't choose this body. I didn't choose this, you know, these circumstances. And some people might say, yeah, you did, but that doesn't matter. What matters is, how am I being a good steward or stewardess of these gifts, of these tools? How am I directing this life energy that is flowing through me? Am I allowing it to contribute positively to the collective? Am I only seeing things as me, I, individual? Or am I understanding that I am an integral part of the whole? You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in a drop. For everything there is a season. And for everything there is a reason. It's not always going to feel good, but trust and believe that it is always working for the good, for the highest good. Sometimes we are being used, guided as instruments in the hand of a higher source to serve a purpose in someone else's life, someone else's season. But please believe, as you navigate through that with grace, with intention, you will be rewarded for that when it is your season. Some seasons, you got to put in the work. You got to sow those seeds. You have to be consistent. Not, oh, well, I sowed one seed and I'm expecting a full harvest or garden. You have to sow the seeds. You have to tend to them. You have to honor that process. You have to be patient. You know, you have to water your garden. Talk to your plants if you believe in that. And even once it comes up, it's still not over. Oh, my garden's here, my harvest is here, that's it. You still got to put in work to reap what you've sown. Every season is going to require something of you. Sometimes it's less active and sometimes it's more active. Having the discernment to know which is which and what is up to you and how connected you are to your inner guide, your intuition. I really feel like this message is meant for somebody and they're going to be picking up what I'm putting down because it matters. It truly matters. And I think a lot of the things that we focus on and allow to consume our time and energy every day don't matter. To get off my heart. I don't feel like there's anything else. I'm telling you, it was so much and I was like, okay, let me just get in front of the camera and talk. This is good. Well said. Debonair, peace and love, King. So good to see you in the space. Happy Sunday. Miss Powerful Divine, peace and love to you, Goddess. I'm so grateful that you guys are here. Follow your bliss. Hey, Vic. Kwanzaa Gerard, peace and love, King, to you. Oh my goodness, all the love in this place. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. If you're just hopping onto this live, don't worry. I'm going to post it on my page. You'll be able to go back and see it, listen to it as many times as you need to. I'm also working on a few other things, a podcast, my YouTube channel, which I haven't really been promoting, but I've been working behind the scenes. You can go check out my podcast, Living with Grace. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else that you get your podcasts. I only have 2 episodes right now, but they're worth listening to. The first one is called Forgiveness is for You, which I highly recommend listening to, especially if you have a hard time forgiving. Sometimes we think forgiveness is about the other person, but it's not. It's for you. And sometimes we block our blessings by holding on to grudges and resentment. Karma doesn't lose an address. Everything comes full circle, okay? So just remember, the seeds that you are sowing is going to determine the harvest that you reap. So if you're sowing seeds of resentment, if you're sowing seeds of grudge, if you're sowing seeds of jealousy, then what do you think you're going to be reaping when it's harvest season? We have to learn to forgive and let go with loving ease. And that doesn't make you powerless. If anything, it makes you more powerful. If forgiveness was easy, everyone would do it. If living a more intentional life was easy, everyone would be doing it. Enlightenment and spirituality, true spirituality, is following the path that is more narrow and less traversed. So, yeah, I think that's what I needed to say then. Forgiveness is for you. Go check out my podcast, Living with Grace. The second episode is what to do when you've done all you can. And I will be creating more content with and for you guys a lot more often, a lot more frequently, because the time is now. Like I said, the past 4 months of my life was a season, and it was, it was dark. It was heavy. It was me being planted. Yes, and now it's time for me to blossom. It's time for me to start sprouting and to start sharing. And I'm looking forward to sharing with you all the reflections and the insights that I gained in my last season. Because what is life if it's not to share? We don't have life to live by ourselves or with ourselves. Our life is to share. There's one quote that I want to leave you all with that I recently discovered, and it has just resonated with me so deeply. Let's see. The purpose of life is to discover your gifts. The work of life is to develop your gifts. And the meaning of life is to give your gifts away. I hope that resonates with somebody. That's really all that I have to share. Peace and love to you, Melanated Messenger. Happy Sunday. Thank you guys for joining in. If you just got on, like I said, I'm going to leave this on my page and you can go back and listen to it. Share it with someone that you feel needs to hear it. I'm going to be here every Sunday offering a little insight Sunday service, because church is not outside of us, church is inside of us. Church is a gathering, right? And it's what we do in that space that matters. And it's beautiful that we can connect virtually. No matter where you are in the world, no matter what time it is, you can get this message. How divine is that? We're living in a time like never before, and it's a gift, it's a blessing. And I'm just grateful to be a messenger. So I hope the message reaches who it needs to reach. I hope that you allow yourself to move through your seasons with grace, with intention, with love, and with gratitude. Until next time, peace, love, and namaste. Y'all be easy.